Hi guys, Tyler here, but you can call me T-Circle, and today I'm doing my first Tiermaker list of 2024, and that is on ranking NFL teams based on performance so far this season. So here we have all 32 NFL teams, and today is the first game day of Week 18, the last week of the year, and entering Week 18, I'm going to rank all of the teams based on their season performances. So let's get started with the Arizona Cardinals. The Cardinals are going to be put at D. Yeah, the Cardinals have not had a good year. They've just been really bad, and they're trying to work with QBs, but I don't really know if it's going to work out. So the Cardinals are going to be put down D. The Falcons I'm going to put up at C. The Falcons have had kind of an up and down year. I can't believe they still have a chance of winning the division, but the Falcons are not really doing that well. The Falcons just have this year like basically every single year now. But I don't know how they still have a chance to win the division because they're not looking good this year, so I'm putting them at C for the Falcons. Right, the Ravens. I'm putting the Ravens up at S. There's going to be two teams in S in this one. Hold on, let me put this up here. But the Ravens, they have been looking really, really good, and I think they have a shot winning the Super Bowl this year. So, yeah, they've been insane with all the running game and also good receivers as well. So the Ravens have a team to win the Super Bowl this year. They really do. The Buffalo Bills I'm gonna put at B. The Bills are better than some teams that I've already put on, but I don't know why they still have a shot at winning the AFC East. I don't think they're gonna win it because the Bills have had kind of an up and down year. They've kind of been on like the losing edge of some games. So I'm putting the Bills up at B. Panthers, we all know it. D. They've had a horrible season. If there's an F tier on this, I would put them in F tier because the Panthers have had a horrible season, and they don't even have a first rounder. So let's see what goes on with the Panthers now. And the Bears, I'm going to put Finley at C. The Bears have also had kind of an up and down year. They started off hot, but they didn't really do well. Well, actually, no, excuse me. They didn't really do well to start, but they were hot for a bit. But they're not going to have enough to make the playoffs, unfortunately. But overall, it was not really a good season for the Bears. Bengals, I'm also going to put at C. So I know Joe Burrow was injured, but the season started off horribly for the Bengals. So they've had kind of an up and down year as well, but not enough to make the playoffs. So the Bengals are going to be at C. The Cleveland Browns, they're going to go up to A. The Browns have had a really good year. Joe Flacco has been carrying them. And even when they're injured, the Browns still find a way to get the job done. So they're very, very good. And I think they might have a shot against the divisional because they're playing probably a horrible AFC South team. Who knows? The Cowboys. I'm also going to put them up at A. Oh, there you go. But the Cowboys, I know fans might say this is our year. They're not winning the Super Bowl this year, but the Cowboys they might have a shot at winning the division because they have had a really good year. And I think they really have a shot at gaining the division. So, Cowboys are going to be up at A. Excuse me, but the Broncos, let's go to the Broncos next. They're going to be at C. The Broncos had an up and down year. They were hot for a bit, but now it's not really paying off. Broncos are making the playoffs, or not making the playoffs, but the Broncos had kind of an up and down year, and the Broncos are, have to see what happens next. Moving on from Russell Wilson, so they moved down, but we'll see. Alright, the Detroit Lions, they're going up to A. Oh, the Lions have had a great year. This has been one of their best seasons in a while. The Lions, I think, can win a playoff game this year. Not going to win a Super Bowl, but I think the Lions could have a shot. They're contenders. They're insane offense and defense. So, the Lions have had a great year. The Packers, I'm going to put at C. They still have a shot at making the playoffs, and they're winning in. But the Packers, their defense is kind of bad. Like, they let up 30 points against the Panthers, which sucks. So, even though the Packers can still make the playoffs, the Packers are not really that good of a team. I'm putting them at C. Lately, they've not really been that good, so I don't even know how to still have attention. Alright, the Texans. I'm going to put the Texans up at B. B. Just like the Bills, they've had also an up and down year, but the Texans are doing pretty well. I think TJ Stroud's been really changing his team, but they can still make the playoffs and maybe it's a wild card. They're probably not going to win the division. So that's why I'm putting the Texans at B. Same with the Colts. They're just like the Texans. They went up and down season. But Gardner Minshew's been really helping out the Colts. So maybe I put them higher, but for now I'm putting the Colts at B. I don't think they're making the playoffs, but they're probably got a better shot than the Packers. Jacksonville, I'm also gonna put at B. Jacksonville's also had an up and down year. They've been pretty good at some points, but then they lost like 4 in a row. So Jacksonville, they're probably winning the division, however, because the AFC South's horrible. But they're probably not gonna go far in the playoffs. They're probably gonna lose to the Browns. I think they might lose in the first round. They're not really looking that good. Like the Chiefs. This again shocks people, but the Chiefs are also going to go at B. Now, the Chiefs are still pretty good, but this year is definitely disappointing. They've not done much this year. They're still somehow division champions, but, like, there's been a lot of drops, and the Chiefs just can't really get it done on their offense, except for Mahomes and Kelsey. So, I'm putting the Chiefs at B. The Chargers, I'm going to put a D, and it's going to shock some people, but the Chargers are not good. They let up 63 points against the Raiders. So, the Chargers, their defense is horrible, and I think they're probably going to have a long shot to go before they get to the playoffs again. Chargers are not living up to their name. All right, the Rams. The Rams have also had an up and down year. They've lost some games, but they've also won some pretty close games. Rams are going to be at B. And I think they might lose first round to like the Lions potentially. That's what it might be for now. Matthew Stafford returning to Detroit. Who knows? All right, the Raiders I'm going to put at C. The Raiders have kind of had an up and down year. They started off kind of bad. They were kind of bad as well. They beat the Chiefs though, which is kind of a big win for them, but they're not enough to get to their home stadium. The Raiders have not really had a good season. And they just need a better QB, I think. Maybe Aiden O'Connell can help, but I don't know. Alright, the Miami Dolphins. I'm going to put the Dolphins up at A. The Dolphins have had a pretty good season. And Tua, Tyreek Hill, Jalen Waddle, Jalen Ramsey, that team's stacked. And I think they might go potentially to the Super Bowl. They have a shot. And I think they're winning the division as well and probably going far in playoffs this year. Dolphins are a really good team. Alright, the Vikings. I'm going to put the Vikings at C. The Vikings have had kind of an up and down year as well. But it's not really like... It's different from some other teams. They could be good at any moment and they still have a shot at making the playoffs. But I don't think they're making the playoffs. Vikings are probably not. They're going to need a lot too. They're going to have to beat the Lions. So, yeah, the Vikings are probably not going to make the playoffs. They're not a good year. Patriots D. Everything went wrong for the Patriots this year. They just had a bad year. And this might be Bill Belichick's last year. They need a good QB. They need someone who's good QB. Bailey Zappi and Mac Jones won't do it anymore. And Ezekiel Elliott really disappointed a lot of fans because he was a good running back out of Dallas and didn't really do much for the Patriots. So they need like Caleb Williams, I think, who they need in the draft. The Saints I'm going to put at C. The crappy NFC South strikes again. And I don't know why the Saints are even having a shot at making the playoffs. I don't think they're even going to make the playoffs. They're probably not going to do it. They're going to probably miss the playoffs. So I'm putting the Saints at C. They're not really that good. Let's see. Where do we go here? Oh, the Giants. D. They're probably not going to get a good player in the draft, but maybe like a top 10 pick. But the Giants have had a horrible season. They have not been doing well. And I think the Giants need some stuff to improve their season next year. The Jets I'm going to put at C. Man. Aaron Rodgers just getting hurt early in the year. Zach Wilson's not really been doing much. It's a really disappointing season to be a Jets fan, so I feel for the Jets. Alright, the Eagles. I'm going to put the Eagles surprisingly at B. Now, the Eagles can still win the division, and they might have a shot. But they're limping into the playoffs at this point. They've had a really good start, but then they just lost to the Cardinals. So Like, it's not good for the Eagles. Nothing's really looking good. Nothing's on the bright side for the Eagles right now, and they're going to need a lot to have a shot at the Super Bowl, but I don't think they're making it now. They're probably going to be out like first or second round. But if they can still have a chance to win the wild card, because if they make the playoffs, or if they win, they're in the playoffs, but they're either playing a horrible NFC South team or potentially another Olympian team like the Packers or Seahawks. Like, because the Packers don't have a good defense. So, all right, the Steelers. The Steelers, I'm gonna put at C. I don't know how I start in the playoff contention because the Steelers, they've been pretty fine this year, but the Steelers, I don't think are making the playoffs. They're probably not a good team anyway. So they just get winning records every single year, but I don't think they're gonna make the playoffs. The Steelers have just been really looking very unique, but they've beaten some good teams, but I don't think it's enough for sure. I don't think they're making them that far. At the Seahawks, I'm gonna put the Seahawks up at B. The Seahawks, I think, are a team that's gonna make the playoffs in the NFC. They have some talent to make the playoffs. They're not the best, but they do have some good receivers that can help them get to the playoffs. So they get a good QB, I think. That's why the Raptors are playing that well. All right, the San Francisco 49ers. Ladies and gentlemen, this team is going to be the second team up in S. The Niners have had a great year. CMC, Brock Purdy, Brandon Ayuk, Deebo Samuel, George Kittle, and that great defense. The 49ers are probably going to be like, they're Super Bowl bound. I would say the Niners are going to go to Super Bowl. And they might win it. I think they could have a shot to win it against the Ravens. So Niners are a team that can win the Super Bowl. All right, the Buccaneers. I don't put them at C. They're probably winning the NFC South. But I don't know how there's still an NFC South hope that the Bucs are not having a good year. And they're still having a shot because the NFC South sucks. But they had a good start, but they have not really been that good since. But Baker Mayfield, we'll see what he can do potentially in the playoffs. The Titans, I'm going to put at C. The Titans have not really had a good year. They're kind of the most mid team. They were the 1 seed a couple years ago to think about it. But Derrick Henry's not performing that well. The team just can't make the playoffs. So I'm putting the Titans at C. And lastly, I'm putting the Commanders at D. The Commanders have not had a good year. They've been falling off now. They're just waiting for the draft at this point. Because the Commanders have been horrible. They were 2-0. They started off fine, and then they just completely decided to be horrible. That's what happened. All right, to review, this is all the teams I have for my first Tiermaker of 2024 on rating NFL teams entering Week 18 of this season. D, Cardinals, Panthers, Chargers, Patriots, Giants, Commanders. C, Falcons, Bears, Bengals, Broncos, Packers, Raiders, Vikings, Saints, Jets, Steelers, Buccaneers, Titans. B, Bills, Texans, Colts, Jaguars, Chiefs, Rams, Eagles, Seahawks. A, Browns, Cowboys, Lions, Dolphins. And S, Ravens, 49ers. So let me know your teams in the comments below. Thank you all so much for watching this video. Make sure to like, subscribe, hit the bell. And I'll see you next time. Bye.